Hello and welcome back. You're still on to your favorite show, Moment Z. Our topic for today is what makes a teen. Here to help us in the studio to discuss this topic, we have two guests. One of them is a 22-year-old with a big passion for the arts. Let's welcome Morenike Olusonya. Our second guest is Namzi. He's a singer who signed to Deuce's Musical Entertainment. He also has an upbeat love song titled Follow Me. So, I mean, you've been hearing us talking about the topic, what makes a teen? What do you have to say about it?
I think what makes a teen is what a teen is really surrounded by. Yes, if the teen is, and what drives the teen.
Okay.
I think there are different types of teenagers.
Okay.
Like, for example, I wasn't the rebellious teenager. I was a very antisocial, stay aside, kind of person. Meanwhile, my younger brother is off the roof. You cannot hold him down. So he's that type of teenager. So I think it's basically what a teenager is surrounded by: social media, TV, friends, and self.
But are you trying to say that you and your brother are not surrounded by the same things?
We are surrounded by the same things, but we pay attention to different things.
But tell us, Namzi, so what would you say made you as a person?
Basically, okay, now let me not generalize this whole thing. Basically, I feel what makes a thing is what he or she sees.
Okay.
Sees. Now it's not physical, like it's not what he sees, what you can see. And I like explain it. Okay, the ability to stay focused, follow one course until success. You understand?
So what were you able to see to make you Namzi?
I'm still seeing the things.
You're still seeing things.
Yeah, basically, I just feel that's what makes you.
So you're wearing shades so that you cannot see things.
Because I wouldn't want to say your environment or your parent, because it all boils down to you.
To what you
at the
see.
end of the day, you understand. So it's what you see, your vision and.
Okay, but will you guys say that social
Basically.
media has played a very big role in what teens turn out to be like?
Everything is playing.
Social media has played and is still playing a vital role. Like, it's crazy. Like, during my time, look at how I'm talking as if I'm old. But during my time, like Snapchat, when I was still a teenager, Snapchat was not there. Instagram was not really as hyped as now.
Yeah.
But now teenagers are, it's like the kind of things, and because they have access to the internet, there is no filter. So they see whatever, and then they choose what they want to pay attention to, like I said. So now social media is like having a good, a positive and a negative influence on teenagers.
Basically, I feel at the end of the day, it just boils down to you as a person. It's just because if I have if I grow up around bad friends or good friends, doesn't necessarily mean I would be a bad person or I'll be a bad teenager. It boils down to you, because why won't you be the one influencing the bad friends? You understand?
Yeah.
So,
but I still think that in a way, parents still actually play quite an important role.
Definitely.
Because I would use the case study of myself and then a particular girl that was in my hostel. So I grew up with the idea that you wearing something above your knees is mini. Do you understand? But she grew up in an environment where whatever you wear, as far as it covers the main parts, no matter how short, no matter how long, then it is okay. Do you understand? So at that point, when I tried to say, don't you think this skirt is too short, girl? She's like, I wear this when I'm with my daddy, so I'm fine. Like my daddy, I go out with him. So at that point, will you now say it is the self that is making her do that? Because it is what she has grown, it is her dad or it is her family that has actually helped that. So in that kind of scenario, will you now say self plays a role, or it's actually the parent?
I think the both of them, actually, self and parents. Self in the sense that teenagers have no control of their emotions at a point. They do what they, once it just gets to their head, they take action. You don't care if a teenager wants to smoke and your mother tells you not to smoke and you see your friend smoking and you think it's cool, you're going to smoke behind your parents' back. True.
Yeah.
But then the parents, I think the only influence, or one of the influences I can say parents have on teenagers is not it's not one in a caring type of line, it's because of fear.
What if I'm in an environment that I don't necessarily want to become what I see. So for example, let's imagine I grew up in a face me, I face you, where in the morning,
Sorry.
Yataye is fighting with
Sorry.
Yabisi, or all those kind of scenarios. And then you're just constantly surrounded with a lot of anger. You know, that is what you're exposed to. And even as a child, whether you like it or not, you would pick up a lot of things from there. So why not when you decide that, okay, I don't think I want to grow up fighting all the Yatayes in my life. I just want to walk away. So
that's another different thing. You know, the problem we have is a whole lot of teenagers don't know what they want. They don't even know their major. That's like the first problem. They don't know their major. They don't know what they want, and you can't. It's funny though, but that's the truth. The whole lot of teenagers don't know their major, and they don't know what they want for themselves. So once you don't know what you want for yourself, you can easily get influenced.
But I also kind of feel like at such a tender age, isn't it kind of a little much of pressure to put on such a young person to know what they want from life?
You think so?
I mean, I do feel like it happens early for a lot of people, but it didn't happen early for me.
Exactly.
Yes.
I agree with that.
It didn't happen early for me.
I have a funny
either.
story. Do you guys know that there were some times when I was almost tempted to twerk on Instagram? Because you see someone that has 15 pictures having 5,000 followers, and I have a hundred and something, and I'm having like
And what did she
600.
do? She twerked.
Yeah, and then I'm like, Abi, I should do
Just a little.
just a little. And then sometimes I'm almost tempted. That doesn't mean it is not in my mind. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But I guess it is actually self when it boils down to everything. Because if I should actually do that thing, I don't think my mommy will know. Like how many parents are on Instagram.
So I think that social media has a lot of pressure where you feel like you have to be cool, you have to have 2,000 followers plus.
Yeah.
And anyways, we'll find out more after the break when another person will be joining us in the studio to talk about what makes a teen. You're still watching Moment Z.
It is still your favorite show, Moment Z, and we're talking about what makes a teen. Joining the conversation now is Mrs. Osayuame Peace Saleh. She is a mother and a TV personality amongst so many interests. Thank you for joining us, Mom.
Thank you for coming.
You're so beautiful. I love your hair.
you when we grow up.
Hey, whoa.
My hair wants to be like your hair.
Really?
Natural.
Nice. Team natural.
Welcome to the
Team
show.
natural.
Welcome
Thank you
to
for having me. Thank you for having me.
So you've been hearing all that we've been talking about so far.
Yeah.
So what do you think makes a teen?
Wow.
Do you remember being young?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Of course. And I would say that every child that is born with something we call a tabula rasa, as a clean slate.
Yeah.
And when it's clean, it's blank, there's nothing. So the child feeds information based on what they see, their senses, what they hear, what they perceive, what they smell, different things makes up, you know, because I was hearing someone saying the power of the mind, which is really key.
Yeah.
You know, so the child is born clean. So if I would say by percentage what makes the most impact on a child, I would always, anybody that knows me knows I advocate for parenting. It's important that you guide that child. I run an organization where we go to schools to talk to young girls. And recently I was in one of the schools and the girl was telling me, I can't do this. And she said, and I said, why? My mother would kill me.
Oh.
Now, for me, that was like a red flag. Ding, 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 ding. Mother will kill you. Because we've seen teenagers do things over and over again. Nobody gets killed. So it's a wrong programming. I would say if we want to correct this notion that children are being influenced and they're doing negative things, we can go back to the basics, which is the family. Because that's the point of call. That's your first introduction of what love is, of what life is. Yes. You know, so a girl, for instance, that is not able to hug her father, the father doesn't care about her, and she meets a man outside and the man says, oh, I love you, so pretty. This is what the compliment she does not get at home.
Yeah.
So what do you expect? The child, the girl would go for that gentleman outside. So I think if anything has to change, it has to be our style of parenting. And most parents, based on the story I shared, most parents
they train their children or they raise their children from a place of fear. You know, so when you instill fear in a child, it doesn't solve the problem.
Yes,
you're supposed to sit with the child. I love your story you shared that you're different from your brother. You know, in that scenario, a mother and a father, because I believe parenting is joint.
Yes.
A mother and a father, they're supposed to understand the individuality of a child.
Yeah.
And common mistakes that parents make is that they group it. So what works for you, you might have been successful doing all the bad things, but somebody else can go south and the person is in rehab or something. So I think you need to first of all identify your children, their individuality, and celebrate them, the uniqueness of that child. So that's why I tell people don't have too many children. Honestly speaking, because every child needs dedication. You need to dedicate time to the life of one individual, not to talk of somebody having 50 children. What are you using those children for? So if you're not able, I tell women, if you're not able to manage the emotions of that child, please don't have a business birthing a child to this world.
I'm telling you, wow. So interesting what you said. I was reading an article about human beings and how every single person thrives on love and acceptance.
True.
Those two things are very key for us. And just like you said, the home is the first place where you grab those things. And I was actually thinking even about peer pressure and how it's really just a thing about, I want my friends to love me and I want them to accept me. That's actually the very fundamental basis for peer pressure, as a negative peer pressure. Now, do you understand what I'm saying? So then it's like a thing of when you have like a good foundation in your home, you have a good relationship with your parents, you have a healthy self-awareness and you like yourself for who you are. And you get love from home. You don't need those people outside to tell you to smoke and you feel like, oh, let me do it so that they will like me.
I agree totally with that. In as much as your parents tell you you're so nice, you're beautiful, you're a strong, independent woman, I feel like at 18 year, like how will I put it? When you're becoming 18, when you're like 13 to 18, you have pressure to be like other people.
Let me explain something. A young woman, because I'm a skincare therapist as well.
Okay.
A young woman came into my store, a mother, and she was saying, "Oh, madam, I'm so dark, blah, blah, blah. Everybody wants to tone their skin."
Exactly.
And now, guess what? The daughter is dark. Hold on, I'm not done. The daughter is dark, and the daughter, she goes like, my daughter, tell her she's beautiful. Tell her she's beautiful. She wants to. And I'm wondering, really? You have programmed this girl not to be comfortable with the color of her skin. So why are you now making me do your job? So you see, no matter how much pressure
is around,
it's outside. If the home is airtight, that pressure might come, but it will not be devastating. Do you understand? So you must be able to, first of all, build the confidence of that child right from the home.
Finally, the foundation is the home, is the parents. So this episode is for the parents. You should make sure your parents.
But the truth is, some parents don't understand what it means to be close to your children.
Yeah,
that's
where the problem. That's another problem.
Was your mom or your dad actually close to you?
My mom and I, we are really close. Like, we play and we roll on the floor. And
up till now?
Up till now, yeah.
No way.
People think we are fighting, but we are really just playing and making noise. So I was very lucky to have parents that.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so grateful that you guys came out today. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I had the best time.
So much fun.
And thank you for coming and giving us expertise. You guys better make sure your parents watch. This episode is like education, you know.
So that is it for today, guys. We hope it was a mind-opening experience for you as much as it was for us. You can always share your opinions on this topic on all our social media platforms, scrolling right across the screen. That is it for today, guys. But don't forget that everyone deserves a moment, so go get yours.